Good morning, students. Today's assignment is going to be claim versus counterclaim. So this is something that we've been talking about for a little while, and I've noticed that there might be some confusion about what a counterclaim is. And so what we're going to be doing is today we're going to be reading an argument, pretty simple arguments, but I feel like we need the practice, and I want you to underline or highlight the claim. And then think about what do you think the counterclaim for each argument would be. In the space provided, write a counterclaim and make sure to support the answer with reasons. So you've got three things to do. Underline and highlight the claim. That's number one. Two, think about what a counterclaim for each argument would be. And then three, write the counterclaim and support it with reasons, okay? So let's do a little review real quick. So a claim is the main argument for a text, the author's judgment on an issue. It's their opinion about a particular issue or something that is going on. So an example of a claim would be that teachers allow students to chew gum in class because it will help them focus, right? This is an argument that a lot of you agree with. Now, the counterclaim of that argument would be the opposite belief of that claim and a reason someone might oppose or disagree. So this is my counterclaim. Chewing gum in class can be a distraction because of the popping and smacking of the gum. So my counterclaim is that chewing gum in class can be distracting. And the constant because, and this is my reason, the constant popping and smacking of the gum. So you've got a claim and a counterclaim. Okay. One is what the author believes, and then the other is the opposite of that belief. Okay, so let's jump in. So for question number one, first thing you have to do is read the argument. Okay, keeping in mind the claim is what the author believes, or it's what their judgment is about the issue. So people should feel free to eat chocolate on a regular basis because consuming chocolate has positive health effects. For example, it is a food that improves one's mood. Many people report experiencing a feeling of happiness during and after eating chocolate. Also, eating chocolate, especially dark chocolate, has been proven to be good for the heart because it acts as an antioxidant, which frees the body of toxins. Therefore, the next time you reach for a chocolate bar, you can feel good about it. All right, so our first thing we have to do is underline or highlight the claim. So we have to figure out what the topic or the issue is. Well, it seems like it's talking about eating chocolate. So what does the author believe about eating chocolate? Well, it seems that they believe that we should feel okay with eating chocolate because it has lots of positive health effects. So this person believes that we should be eating chocolate on a regular basis. So I'm going to go ahead and underline. So as you can see, I'm going to click the U and the underline, or you can highlight. So clicking on the little pen tool up there, and then you can choose whatever you feel like highlighting, okay? So now that we have our claim, now we need to write a counterclaim. So we need to be thinking, what is the opposite of this belief? What would be something that a reason somebody might go against eating chocolate on a regular basis? Well, when I think about chocolate, I always think about my parents and then why they would tell me that I couldn't eat all of my Halloween candy at once, right? What would they say about that? Well, they would say that, eating chocolate, you should not eat chocolate on a regular basis. So that would definitely be the opposite of this belief. So writing my counterclaim would be like, people should not eat chocolate on a regular basis. Now, so I've got my counterclaim, and then what is the reasoning? Because, well, what did my parents always say would happen if I ate too much candy? Well, they would always say like that it would rot my teeth, right? So what's a better way to say that? People should not eat chocolate on a regular basis because the amount of sugar can cause cavities, right? So that amount of sugar is the reason people shouldn't eat chocolate on a regular basis, and it can cause cavities and a lot of other problems that aren't related to your teeth, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bold this so that way you can see it a little bit more clearly on your computer screen. So I've got my counterclaim, I've got my reasoning, I'm done with question number one. Now I'm going to slowly release the responsibility to you as we continue on. So question number 2. Again, keeping in mind, what is the issue? What is the argument that's happening in the passage? I don't understand why adults think pizza is so unhealthy for kids to eat. Pizza crust is made of bread, which is a food group that we need to have servings of every day. According to the nutrition standards for school lunch, the tomato paste on the pizza qualifies as a vegetable. Cheese is a dairy product, which is also a food group. As you can see, pizza should be considered a health food. Okay, so what is the argument the author is trying to make? What is their claim? Well, we know the issue is talking about the topic is definitely about pizza. So what is the claim? Well, they think that pizza should be a health food. What is the author thinking? Always ask yourself that question when you're talking about a claim. What is the author thinking? So I'm going to go ahead and underline, and I'll show you how to highlight again. Okay, so pizza should be considered a health food. So now this time, instead of me writing the whole thing for you, I'm just going to write the counterclaim, and I want you to be thinking about the reason. So what would be the opposite of this belief? Well, pizza should be considered a health food. What's the opposite? That it shouldn't be considered a health food. It should be considered a junk food. So my counterclaim is that pizza should be considered a junk food. Okay, now I want you on your paper to write down your reasoning. So think about, why should pizza be considered a junk food? Okay. I'm not going to fill in the reason, but think about it. Why do people tell you that pizza is bad for you? What qualities does pizza have that might make it bad for you? Think about that and come up with your reason. Okay, so I'm going to keep going down. So question number 3. This time, I'm only going to help you find the claim. So again, slowly relaxing my reins here. So question number 3. Lunch is an important social time, and in most schools, lunchtime is too short. Teachers always tell us to socialize at lunch and at gym, not in the classroom. We cannot do that if we are scarfing down our lunches in 11 minutes, and at gym, nobody can socialize or run around if they are hungry or we feel sick. Lots of kids stay in classrooms during lunch, so they have time to actually eat and socialize. Pretty soon, nobody will be going to the lunchroom. We don't have time to eat there. By staying in our teachers' classrooms, we do. So, what do we think the claim is? Well, first and foremost, I have to figure out the topic. Well, the topic is definitely lunchtime, and that it is too short. It seems like their argument is that lunchtime is social time, and it's too short for them to actually eat and socialize at the same time. So their argument is that we need to move into eating in our classrooms because we don't have time to eat in the lunchroom. So I'm going to go ahead and underline and highlight. Okay. So this person's claim is that they don't get enough social time and eating time in the lunchroom, so we should eat in our classrooms. So what would be the counterclaim? What would be the opposite of staying in the lunchroom? What would be the reason that we shouldn't eat in the lunchroom? So be thinking about that, right? Your counterclaim and your reasoning over here. Okay. So from now on, I'm not going to be helping you out anymore. These last few 4 questions are going to be completely on your own, but I will read them to you. Okay. So question number 4. Why do people call dogs man's best friend? There are lots of reasons. First of all, dogs are more fun to play with. Cats won't play fetch or catch a frisbee. Also, cats sleep more than dogs, so they are less likely to be awake to spend time with their owners. Finally, dogs can go places cats can't go. For example, to the park or on a walk. Because of these reasons, dogs make better pets than cats. So think about the topic, which obviously is going to be dogs. What is the author's opinion? What is their claim that's happening here? Highlight it, underline it, and then you need to think of the opposite. What is the counterclaim? Again, your counterclaim is not your opinion. Okay, it is not your opinion. It is the opposite of the claim. All right, question number 4, or question number 5, excuse me. Question number 5 says, many schools have switched to year-round calendar, and this should become a requirement for all schools in the United States. Year-round schools allow for students to cover more material in a school year and allows for teachers to offer more assistance to those students who need it. Having more time to cover the curriculum for each grade helps ensure that students really understand the concepts before they move on to the next grade. So again, think about what the topic is, come up with the claim, what is the author's argument, and then highlight it. Finally, find the counterclaim. What is the opposite? Again, it is not your opinion. Okay, question number 6. There are lots of talented rap artists in the world today, but Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. Why? First of all, he has won tours. He has won tons of awards for his songs. Second, other famous musicians want to collaborate with him, and they wouldn't want to make songs with him if he wasn't the best. Finally, his famous wife, Beyonce, is also a very, very talented singer, and she probably helps him write his raps. For these reasons, it's obvious that Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. Then our last question, I'm going to have you do it completely on your own without my help, okay? So I'm not going to read this to you, but I want you to try it on your own. See if you can figure out the topic, see if you can figure out the claim. Now, just as a quick little reminder to you, remember, counterclaim has nothing to do with your opinion. It is just the opposite of the claim. So remember, the claim is not your opinion, right? It is the author's opinion. All right, it's the author's opinion. If you were the author, then it would be your opinion. But in this case, it's not. You're not the author, so you cannot use your opinion here. Okay? Just gonna fix these real quick. Okay. All right, guys. I hope that this helps you review, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.